So for a very long time, people have been dealing with different things called loneliness. Personally, I've been lonely. Why? How? There's no particular reason about this thing, but it just happens to happen. You get. So there's this there's this feeling of being the square in a round hole. Like you just feel you're among people, but then you feel like you are still alone. In the last podcast, I asked if there was an answer to why do people feel lonely, how to deal with loneliness and all of that. Get any answer, and I promise to come back to talk about it. Well, as you know, it's Let's Talk with Ava, and I'm your host, Oluwatominsi. I'm here with my friend, my childhood friend. Her name is Anna, and today we'll be talking about loneliness. So we're glad to have you on this journey with us.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. So it's nice to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Hannah, but I go by Temitayo now. And I am currently studying English in Writers University. I'm into photography, writing, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's enough.
Okay. Okay, so like I told you, we're talking about loneliness. When you hear the word loneliness, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is being in a place where nobody has access to you, or basically you don't have any help from anybody. You're just there. You're just in a dark room with no light, nobody to save you from it. Yeah, that's too deep, right? But that's my definition of loneliness.
Yeah, well, for me, when I start feeling lonely, I feel suffocated. I feel like life is getting sucked out of me. I don't want to be in the company of anybody. In fact, if anybody's around, it literally just doesn't exist. So it's just like I'm in one corner, just there. Like nobody has access to me. I don't have access to
I
anybody.
understand.
Like, how do these things happen?
So I think there are two components to this thing, but the loneliness that we cause by ourselves, and the loneliness influenced by other people. Because most times but we isolate ourselves from other people, and even when they are trying to have access to us or like trying to help us, but we just block them out, and that is the cause of like a form of loneliness. And the other one is like when people just make you go back into your shell, like just make you hide from the world, or maybe somebody in particular just leaves you, maybe in a relationship, and now you're lonely. In a relationship, I mean maybe friendship and stuff like that, and then you're lonely. So most times, but it's not something you can explain. It's just life, man. Just life.
But it's really, I don't know, it's really painful and annoying to me because it's just like I'm suddenly in this mode and I just can't seem to snap out of it. And then like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just alone. It's just me by myself. And it's very, very hard. So
I totally understand.
when you start feeling lonely, how do you snap out of it?
Okay, so I don't mean to sound religious and stuff, but most times when I don't have anybody else, when I can't talk to myself. You can be lonely to a point where you can't even hear your own voice. Like you can't listen to yourself talk to yourself. So basically, I just go to God. Like I just say, "Dear God, I'm back again." Like I'm back again, and all I need is you right now. And most times, like other times when I have God, but still I feel lonely, I listen to music. I don't know. I really don't. Oh yeah, I work out a lot, so I channel all of those energy into working out, and that makes me feel like Temitayo, you're still breathing. Because my own sense of loneliness is really deep. I don't feel like I'm alive anymore. I just feel I'm alone. I don't know if you're getting my point.
Okay, so of recent, I was in this position where I was feeling very, very lonely. Like, okay, so a friend of mine just suddenly stopped being friends, and we're very close. And I just felt like I was boxed in. I felt suffocated. I felt like it wasn't me that was doing some of these things or the things I was doing. Like, I was going to class, I was going to work, I was doing like with things. People could see me. They didn't even know something was wrong with me. But deep down, I felt like it was just my spirit that was doing everything. Like, I was just on my bed, just dying away there, just wasting away there. And at that point in time, I can't talk to God. Like, anybody that tries to say, "Oh, so let me pray with you," at that point in time, I'm telling you, I don't want to pray because I can't. It's just like I don't believe that God is there or anybody is there. Even I can't believe that I am there. So the first thing I do is when I want to snap out of it, I cry. Like,
Yeah.
I cry. I literally cry. Like the type of cry that you are screaming it out. You screaming it. Yeah. After I do that, I feel calm
Most
for a while.
definitely.
Then I talk to God. Like that works for me because at that particular time, it's like, okay, whether you're listening or not, I'm just telling you how I feel. So probably I'm speaking to the voicemail. You come back and listen to me when you're ready.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking at that point in time. Then what else do? I do makeup. Yes, I do makeup. So I'm not a big fan of working out. I'm lazy in that aspect. But I just like pick out my foundation, concealers, and everything. I just start slapping everything to my face. And while I'm doing all of that, I'm playing music. So I'm literally out gradually, step by step, until at last I find out that okay, well, if somebody, even though somebody's not around me or somebody just walked out of my life, I still am alive and there is God with me. Do you like?
Yeah.
Well, it's really annoying because how many times do I want to cry? Like, it's not every time I want to cry. It's not every time I want to like do makeup. Every time I'm lonely, I can't even walk. I barely breathe, Steph, at that point in time. So
Yeah.
to round up, I would ask, what are the things that if you can do to, I don't know, avoid being lonely, or what are the things you can do to deal with loneliness? I think that's the 2 1 question. First one is to avoid being lonely. The second one to deal with loneliness.
Oh, okay. So personally, let me share my personal experience. It's recent. In fact, it's today. So I don't know if this is a sign. So I just separated myself from somebody recently, and I was hurting. I was hurting a lot because I was alone. Normally, I don't have much friends. I just talk to this one person about things that happen in my life. And since this person is not there, I'm just hurting. I'm like, I really need to talk to this person. I don't want this person to know that I'm weak or I'm thinking about this person, but I still think I need to. And I was crying today until I went to her and I was like, Omo, I think we need to talk about this stuff. And I spoke to her about how I'm feeling, how everything is. And I think that's one thing, communicating your feelings and your emotions and stuff like that. That's one thing that is going to help. Cause and you know, you can't do this with the other person if the other person is not reasonable, or the other person is not reasoning, or the other person does not have sense. So I keep friends that have sense, and if that other person does not understand what you're communicating, then that friendship and everything is not even worth it in the first place. That's one way to avoid loneliness. I think you should keep people in your circle that actually care about your mental health. And also, you can't avoid loneliness because it's part of life. At some point you feel like you have everybody around you, and at some point you feel alone. Everybody's not going to be there. I mean, people are not going to be there for you 247. They won't be around you 247. And there's one thing we are not even talking about, Seth. Like, you could be with 10,000 people and still feel alone. That's that's so sad. Like, you could be around people that care about your existence but still feel alone and feel lonely. So to avoid loneliness is not the key. To deal with it is the solution. And here's it: communicate your feelings. One, two, channel all your energy, or like don't put your hope in just one person. I think knowing yourself, knowing trying to find other things that bring meaning to your life, not just in one person. I understand that most times you might not have the energy to even talk to God about anything, and it happens a lot. But one thing I just say is, dear God, you see my heart, like, just heal me where it hurts. And that just goes a long way. So basically, you're going to feel hurt, you're going to feel lonely, but if you've built that space within yourself that keeps you occupied, like you don't put all your trust in one person, then there's always something to run back to. It doesn't even have to be makeup. Like, enjoy your own company alone. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
get.
I'm communicating. I'm just saying a lot of things and not communicating anything.
Now you're communicating. Okay, so I have to round up, but hopefully by next week I'll be available. I want to
I
talk more on
will.
that.
Please call me, I beg.
Okay, so I want to talk more on the communication parts of the loneliness. Like, how
Yeah.
do you communicate with somebody that is not willing to be there? And hopefully by next week I'll have another person to
Yeah.
have a conversation with. Well, so that rounds it up. You know the
Thank
drill.
you so
Thank you for
much.
listening. I really, really appreciate. Anna, thank you for. Oh, okay. Now you're Temitayo. Thank Thank you for coming around. I know it was an impromptu thing, but I really, really appreciate it. And to everyone that listened, that took time to listen, I really, really appreciate you. I look forward to hearing your comments, your thoughts, and everything on this. You know what? I love you. Bye.
Bye.